Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is your place for all things stocks and crypto. From beginner tips to expert picks. Use this as fuel for your investing journey, because when you're in the know, your money will grow. All views expressed by speakers on the Bean Pod are solely their opinions. You should not treat any opinion expressed on the Bean Pod as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a specific strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. This podcast is for informational purposes only.
Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is Shane, aka the Jolly Green Investor.
And this is Josh, the Nifty Investor.
Today we're going to be talking about Ethereum versus Cardano versus Solana.
Big topic. Lots of people love Ethereum, lots of people love Cardano, and lots of people love Solana.
For sure. So these are basically the foundation blockchains that are super popular right now. We have so Gen 2 is Ethereum, Gen 3 is Cardano, and Gen 4 is Solana. This is basically the people that are building the new versions of the decentralized internet. Smart contracts, right?
Yeah, smart contracts. Built in, the algorithms have built in what is supposed to happen. It's kind of removed the middleman. So let's say you're doing a real estate transaction. I'm saying, hey, Jolly, look, you want to buy my house? And we go to a real estate agent. We've now removed that real estate agent. The algorithms have figured out exactly once, if, then, and when have been met in the algorithm, the transaction will occur.
Right. And that's kind of like it's a completely revolutionary way of building applications, decentralized applications. When you're removing the middleman, that can allow for, open source, zero censorship, things are happening automatic. So, you don't necessarily need, a huge corporate body governing these things. No one technically owns a lot of them. We'll get to, the levels of decentralized nature later, but this is really the opportunity for people to build new versions of social media, e-commerce platforms, basically anything that Web 2.0 has provided the world. Web 3.0 with smart contracts can provide the next level of that. So it really is a game changer, and lots of people are trying to be the number one right now. It has to be Ethereum.
Has to be his first mover advantage, right? It's like they got they're like legacy mover now.
That's right. First mover advantage in any industry is massive. Yeah. So just a bit of a recap. Ethereum was founded in 2015 by Vitalik Buterin. Cardano was founded in 2017 by Charles Hoskinson. And Solana was founded in 2020 by Anatoly Yakovenko.
Complicated name there.
Yeah. So just the fact that Ethereum has been going since 2015. By the way, Vitalik Buterin was 19 years old when he started Ethereum.
Absolute genius.
Yeah. So I think that's...
What were you doing when you were 19?
Not founding smart contracts. He invented the concept of smart contracts.
Yeah, I've been studying crypto now since 2017 or so, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. This guy created it.
Yeah.
When your brain's not even developed until you're like 26 or something like that.
He's some sort of crypto robot sent from the future to provide the current world with all these great things.
I love him.
Yeah.
I'm an Ethereum maxi.
Yeah.
I have to come out and say that.
So Ethereum came out 2015, hype was small. Now the hype is massive. That's because there is mainstream adoption of Ethereum across a multitude of levels. So we have apps like what will everyone know? OpenSea, the world's most popular NFT marketplace, is built on Ethereum. This is where people are buying, selling, and trading NFTs. A crypto exchange such as Uniswap, built on Ethereum, and there's just tons and tons of apps that are built on Ethereum.
There's a trust factor there, right?
Yep.
So I guess they went with the proof of work mechanism,
right?
Consensus. Whereas, look at Cardano and Solana, they're more on the proof of stake.
Proof of stake, right.
So it's more built for speed.
Yep.
And I think Ethereum went for the security aspect of things, ensuring that, everything's secure.
Right.
But when you have security versus speed, you got to sacrifice one for the other. You can't necessarily have both.
Yep.
And I think, now that there's such a massive, I think that would have been fine back in the day, back when, there's who was really developing on Ethereum.
Yep.
A few companies here and there, but do you think Vitalik knew, or Ethereum knew, or anybody knew that this adoption was going to hit so fast?
I doubt it.
And, I think maybe the pandemic really had something to do with that, where people are sitting at home, people are trying to figure out their lives, and they're creating these dApps, and all of a sudden it's like this push just came out of nowhere and just 100%. Really jammed it. And now it's like, oh shit, we really need to get proof of work to proof of stake and maybe expedite this to Ethereum 2.0 faster than we were hoping to.
The fabled Ethereum 2.0.
Yeah.
Does it exist? When will it launch?
We've been hearing
Nobody knows.
We've been hearing about it for a while, and it might, to the average Joe Blow, it's like, yeah, just switch it from POW to POS.
Yeah.
Simple. But it must be a lot harder than it sounds.
For sure. At the end of the day, what people need to know is that it makes things a lot slower. The transactions happen a lot slower. Things need to be validated across the network. Proof of stake, which is the new version, things happen a lot faster. Transaction fees are lower. They're lightning fast. We don't really need to go into what actually happens behind the scenes, but for the beginner, medium investor, this is what you need to know. Proof of stake makes things faster. So for example, today I tried to make a swap on Uniswap. The gas fees were going to be $250 for one trade. That's because with proof of work, things are happening very fast. The network right now is super churned up. There's millions of people trying to do the same thing, but that's because this was built in 2015. It hasn't changed. So now we have 3rd gen and 4th gen blockchains like Cardano and Solana that have come along that, they had the benefit of seeing what happened with Ethereum and building upon it. So they've built a blockchain, a network that can facilitate transactions at a much faster speed for a much less cost. So, to the end user, this is a huge, huge attraction. And one of the reasons why I think, I'm a huge Solana guy, as I have been for a while. And it seems like that's the way things are going. I see until Ethereum 2.0 comes along, these new blockchains are going to see a lot of mass adoption.
Yeah, no, I totally. And like proof of stake is all about the speed. And again, you're sacrificing one for the other. And I think when we can, if Ethereum can get to 2.0, the discussion, how about this? If Ethereum is able to get to ETH 2.0, do you think that there will be a need for Solana and Cardano?
That's the $1 million question, I think.
Assuming that moves to proof of stake, right?
Assuming they do it seamlessly and, without a few hiccups, I think definitely there's a case to be made for both. I think by the time that happens, there's going to be so much mass adoption of Solana in particular, in my opinion, that it's not just going to go away.
Right.
So after Ethereum launched, there was mass adoption, first mover advantage. In the last couple of years, Cardano they finally launched their smart contract platform earlier this year. The price of Cardano had a huge run up. However, it has to be said that not a lot has happened on that blockchain since then. I have not seen the projects launching. The launch pads aren't there. It's really been disappointing, I think, from an outsider and from a Cardano investor, which I'm not, point of view. You have to be really disappointed about the lack of adoption and projects that are coming on Cardano.
Well, I think because Cardano started to build their own blockchain, right? Seeing that there was a problem with Ethereum, and that's when Hoskinson moved as a co-founder from Ethereum over to Cardano.
Right.
And part of me still thinks that he has like a chip on his shoulder or something, the way he talks.
Yeah.
If he's anti-Ethereum. Anyways, that's a topic for a different time.
Yep.
But Ethereum develops as they go. From what I'm learning, and Cardano likes to take more of a peer-reviewed approach to it, so they're a lot slower. So they want to make sure everything's right before they lay it down. Whereas Ethereum's like, okay, let's just do it, and then we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
And when blockchain technology and crypto starts picking up at such a rapid pace, that Cardano way of thinking or way of doing things may not necessarily work. And the Ethereum approach of just, let's just start it and we'll figure it out as we go.
Yep.
Maybe if, like doing a podcast, like, let's just start it. We got to get the lighting a bit better over here. Or,
that's what gives, the first mover advantage. You build things as you go, which is that's really how companies are built.
Yeah.
I mean, you can plan all you want, but at the end of the day, you have to execute and learning as you go, learn from your mistakes. So one of the things that attracts me to Solana a lot is one, it's faster than Ethereum. The gas fees are minimal. So for example, if you're into NFTs, you can relate to this. On OpenSea, you want to go to buy an NFT or sell an NFT, you're paying gas fees anywhere from 20 to 50, sometimes it's 100 or more dollars. Sometimes these NFT drops, when the volume comes in, there's gas wars, and it's like $250, $300 for a fucking NFT that's only $200. It's insane. It's just, you're throwing money down the toilet.
And especially when we're dealing with, we're in our Discord, the Beanstalk Discord, we're talking, and not everybody has different amounts of money too.
For sure.
So, if you're a big investor, let's say you're doing pretty well with your investment, you've invested in Solana, multiple years ago, and you're doing pretty well in your investment. Maybe $200 doesn't sound like that much to you, but to the average investor whose crypto is even new, like crypto's
a lot.
New.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have to do that when I'm doing my banking transactions. I don't have to do a $5, like I do a $5 fee or whatever it is, but pay $200
for sure
at different times during the day.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's nuts.
So that's the huge downside of Ethereum. And now that I've started to get into the NFT world and I'm minting Solana NFTs and I'm buying and trading Solana NFTs, you go into a network or a platform like Solana Art. First of all, the gas fees are basically zero. It's like 2 cents to buy an NFT, and it happens right away. So, from the end user, you get that light bulb moment. You see mass adoption of Solana. You see the projects on it. It's just a much more user-friendly experience. Yeah. I'm not throwing $100 down the tube. I'm getting the same product. I'm getting the NFT. It's in my wallet, but I've got it at a cheaper and faster way. So
yeah, and that terrifying moment when you press send and you're new to crypto, and all of a sudden you don't see your NFT,
right?
Your money's on your account, and it's in space.
Yeah,
you want that to happen fast.
You want it instant. You want even when you send a transaction on the ERC or Ethereum network. If I'm sending Josh some Ethereum, it might take 20 minutes if the network is backed up. But on Solana, it's going to happen real quick.
Yeah,
and there's
nice.
That moment of where you send your crypto and you don't know where it's gone. It's
terrifying. I was transferring my girlfriend some money the other day so she can buy some meme coins. And, and I was like, oh, where's that money? Like, why is it taking so long?
For sure. So, all right. So, you talk about the comparison.
Yeah.
We have one with the first mover advantage. The two have improved on speed, cost, but where are they at in terms of prices? So as of kind of around the time of this podcast, Ethereum is a $500 billion market cap, which is insane.
That's nuts.
The number 2 crypto. Cardano is 70 billion. Solana is right around there as well.
Yeah, I think Solana just passed Cardano as I think they're number 4. Big.
And Solana?
That just happened today, I think it was. 73 mil market cap and Cardano at 68.
Damn.
Just happened.
That's nuts, man. Like, honestly, I remember buying Solana earlier this year, like a year ago, a fraction of that. And it's really been super impressive. And that all comes down to execution and mass adoption.
It's going to keep going. Yeah. I think the reason that, Ethereum I think they have like 80% of the dApps being built on it.
Right.
But there was that first mover legacy advantage.
Yep.
The trust was there. Solana is now demonstrating that they can execute, and more people are going to start moving over to Solana. I saw some chart I was reading today, and you could see the number of transactions now are just, it's chipping away at what Ethereum has.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for sure. Like, you can see even, people talking about it in the Beanstalk Discord, Solana NFT drops, Solana launch pads, Solana this, Solana, it's really, you have to hats off to them.
That's my first question sometimes. It's like, okay, which network is it on? So Solana or Ethereum?
Before it was only Ethereum, and now like Solana is, but unfortunately you just don't see that from Cardano. I saw a funny joke today there. People were referring to Cardano as a stable coin. Right. Because the price never fucking moves. Yeah. It's like, oh, you could just invest in stable coins like USDT, USDC, or Cardano.
ADA.
Yeah, poor Cardano. I mean, look, I think it will have its day. I have started to see the very first few projects because they just launched their mainnet. The projects will start to come on Cardano. I think there was a couple of Cardano NFT projects that were coming in the pipeline. It's slow.
Yeah, there was an emoji one.
Yeah. So like, it is happening. And as we've seen with Solana, but you might have to, did they miss the boat? Solana just rocketed in front.
I think they did.
Cardano had all the hype, and then they kind of fucked up. So it has to be said that they may have missed their chance. I mean, look, we're still early days in crypto, and the battle of Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, I'm sure there's going to be more competitors. Yeah. We've got this chart up here, which is, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but we have transactions per second, average fee per transaction, all the different comparisons for the blockchains.
Yeah.
This is the ones that are in the lead right now. Polkadot, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum.
What jumps out at this chart, I think, would be the total transactions to date and transactions per second. And Solana blows out everybody.
For sure.
It's not even...
When you look at a chart like this, you can easily see the advantages of Solana and even Cardano to Ethereum. But the one thing we do need to mention is the level of decentralization, right? It differs between the projects. So they've sacrificed, Solana in particular, they've sacrificed a level of decentralization to get those transaction speeds and lower gas fees, right? So we saw what happened earlier this year when the Solana blockchain crashed and they had to reset it. That would never happen with Ethereum because it's more decentralized where you can't just reset it and it's not going to crash. It will just slow down to a point where gas fees are $500.
Yeah.
But the Solana blockchain actually crashed. So that was kind of a little bit of a pullback moment where it made people realize like, okay, they've done all this great stuff, but it's not decentralized to the level that Ethereum is, which is probably the number one knock on Solana, that it's not a true decentralized blockchain like crypto is supposed to be.
Right. Can they do something like what Hedera is doing, Hedera Hashgraph, in terms of having more of they're not decentralized yet, I believe. I think they're more centralized. And then what they're doing that on purpose to eventually become properly decentralized.
Yep.
Can Solana do something
I'm not
like
sure
that,
if it's built in that certain way, if that way. I know, with the Hedera Council, they've got a bit of a different thing going on in Solana.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So let's say I'm an investor right now. I'm new to crypto.
Yep.
I see Bitcoin. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. I see Ethereum. Is there an advantage? Should I be putting my money into Ethereum right now, Solana, or Cardano? Where would you put? Let's say you had $1,000.
Yep. So
What
what layer one blockchain?
Yeah.
Where are you
looking to go?
Of the big boys? Ethereum's always been one of my biggest holdings. I still think they will execute Ethereum 2.0, so I'm not selling anytime soon. In terms of Cardano versus Solana, I've been a Solana guy for over a year now. It's treated me very well. And just the fact that they've executed and I've seen the mass adoption, I see the projects, I use the platforms on Solana on a daily basis. It just reaffirms my investment thesis in their project. So I'm always recommending Solana as the project at the moment. They've got the head start on Cardano. Cardano could catch up, but at the moment, look at the market caps are the same.
Yeah.
But we have one that has mass adoption and one that doesn't.
Exactly.
So
because that's what I'm thinking. I'm coming in as a new investor, and all these terms are confusing as fuck, right? So why does it matter that somebody can do more transactions than somebody else? Why does it matter that these speeds are, exponentially faster than so-and-so? I guess it does matter, and it should matter, is because if you can understand the technology behind it, then you'll be more comfortable with your investment, right?
For sure. That's what we always preach, that in the Beanstalk Discord. Do your own research in the projects. That way you'll feel good about them, even if they dip or something happens. If you know what you hold and you know that the platform that you're investing in is a sound platform with great future, like Solana or Ethereum, you're just happy about it.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in Ethereum since 2017, and obviously I'm super attached to it. I guess you could, like with anything, right? You hold anything for X amount of years, and you need to disassociate yourself from it. And I understand that. But when you hold it for that long, you're like, okay, this is the one. This is what I know, and this is what you kind of put yourself in. You almost get like a confirmation bias, like this is it.
Yep.
But doing the research on these other companies, I'm fully aware that Solana is up and coming, and with a $70 million market cap, there's so much room for it to catch Ethereum. So
for sure,
as an investor, it's like I think I would almost just split my money between hedging my bets on Ethereum, getting 2.0 across the line successfully, because Vitalik is a genius. I like to look at the founders and see who the people behind the project are, and I have a ton of faith that they will get it done. Yeah. I also like what Solana's doing, and if it can even get to half of what Ethereum's market cap is, like that's a 5, 6, 7x on my money. So I think I would split it between the two.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a good thing to consider. And one thing you mentioned that I want to ask you about is the founders and the teams behind the projects. That's always something when you're doing your own research into crypto projects or stocks or whatever it is, you always want to look at the team. What have they done in the past? What are they like as a person? Is the founder, the top people, all that kind of stuff. And I know you've mentioned to me before, Josh, something about the Cardano founder. Yeah. And how he's maybe irked you the wrong way. So
when we're making our videos and whatnot, you can make a video about a certain project, and somebody comes in who's really attached to Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you talk about a different technology, and they're like, oh, well, what you don't know what you're talking about. This is so great. This is so amazing. And it creates like this negativity in the crypto space that I don't think needs to be there. No. And Charles Hoskinson, for example, he's a co-founder of Ethereum, started Cardano, and it's almost like sometimes he just speaks negatively about these other projects. Like right. He really came down Hedera Hashgraph, which is one of my favorites. I love what they're doing. I love the ecosystem, and we'll talk about Hedera at another point. But I think when a leader speaks, the rest of the group will follow. And 100%. If you look at something like Vitalik, who's solving problems, he's speaking in the press, he's like acknowledging this project, acknowledging that project. We don't need an us versus them mentality. Right. It's really nice to see when we all work together, and maybe just say like, yeah, I really like what they're doing over there, and maybe we could incorporate that versus shooting it down. So yeah, that's another thing that I don't really like about certain founders. For sure, when you have a founder with a kind of a maximalist, toxic personality at the top of the project, it trickles down to everyone in the community and creates that
negative cult
Yeah.
that it's hard for people to get into it because it scares people off.
100%.
And, you know, you just don't want to see that. Like crypto, we love crypto. There's so many great things. It can change the world and make things equal in so many different ways. We don't need that negative, even though the negativity does exist.
Yeah.
We just don't need that. And especially we don't need that trickling down from founders of projects.
No. And I'm catching myself right now speaking about the Cardano founder, and I recognize that, but it's like, we don't need leaders of multi-billion-dollar companies,
Yeah.
you know, coming down on other projects or whatever. It's just,
For sure. I think it's all good things to consider. How the project performs, what the adoption is, what the statistics and technical details of the project are, the founders, all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I have to say, of the three, I'm most bullish in the short term on Solana.
me too.
I think we're going to see through this bull run price appreciation of Solana continue. I mean, over the past week, it's already doing its thing, and it's going to continue.
Yeah.
Long term, I mean, I have to say Ethereum. Like, I think they will figure their shit out. There's no way that they're going to keep going with these crazy gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 will make that happen, and I fully believe in Vitalik. So I would never say count them out at all.
2,300% increase in gas fees since June.
It's absolutely fucked, man. Isn't there? There's a website that will show you how much you type in your Ethereum wallet address.
Yeah.
Shows you how much you're using gas fees over a lifetime.
I can't.
I do not.
I can't look at it.
I don't know. I don't want to look at that. I would guess I probably spent about $5 to $10,000 in gas fees.
I can't look at it, man.
But it's always worth it, right? It's always worth it. It's always worth it. You get that trade in, you know, you just have to do it. You see those funds hit your wallet, even though you just wasted $200, and it's like,
excellent.
Well, in Ethereum, I know they just had their successful upgrade of I think it was the Altair hard fork.
Yep.
So that's another step in the right direction.
They're getting there.
I mean, these are big things, big companies, big projects. It's going to take time. You know,
sure.
Everybody wants to see returns tomorrow. And, you know, this is big developments. You just don't build things overnight. Give it some time.
For sure.
Have trust in the process.
It's a long-term race. At the end of the day, these are three of the biggest projects in crypto. So hats off to all of them: Ethereum, Cardano, Solana. They all have good things going for them. They all probably have bright futures. You know, we all have our personal opinions. I'm a Solana guy. Josh is probably an Ethereum guy, but he's coming around on Solana.
I bought some Solana.
We don't love Cardano, but ask me again. And, you know, maybe Cardano will surprise the shit out of us. They'll come out with the launch pads and the DEXs and the NFT marketplaces, and people are like, oh, fuck, maybe Cardano is really good. I'm never going to marry myself to a crypto to not understand and not realize what's going on around other, you know, you never want to do that.
The moment they start demonstrating is the moment. It's like, I'm a scientific guy.
Yep.
Start showing me that this is that and this is this, and it makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, you got my attention.
For sure.
So,
well, they all still have things to prove, even though they've all done things pretty well over the last little bit. So it's going to be an exciting few months and few years ahead of us.
definitely, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it off.
Cheers, I appreciate it all.
See you guys.
Yeah.